Hi, I'm Eden Carey and I'm going to show you how to use Adobe InDesign. So firstly, organization is extremely important. As you can see, I've created a folder here, and for this one I've just called it Adobe InDesign Tutorials, and I've got a photo in there at the moment as well. So most of my InDesign is going to be of text. I'm just going to show you a few key tools to get started. So firstly, I need to open up the Adobe InDesign application. And when you open up this application, it will actually have a Learn tab on there. So you can learn all these different tools and features straight through Adobe itself. So really handy to utilize those resources there. Just here under the Learn tab, lots of tutorials. Tell you the time as well if you need to manage that. Otherwise, let's create new. So we're going to create a new document, and they can have your recent ones. Otherwise, you can look through print, web, or mobile, and it actually suits to the size that you need. So I'm just going to choose a letter size. Otherwise, I could adjust if I wanted to, but I don't need to. And here we are with our canvas. We've got our toolbars on the left-hand side, and we've got our properties and extra features on the right-hand side here. What you'll notice is that you've got your margins, and that just helps you keep everything inside those margins. So sometimes when you're printing, you don't want any part of the image to be cutting off. So try and keep everything within that border that you have there. I'm going to use the text tool, so I'm just going to click on that, and I'm just going to start to outline everything. So I'm going to have my heading up here, and I'm going to have another little text box here. As you can see, when I'm moving, it actually locks it in where halfway is, so if you want to set it completely half the proportion of the page, so that's nice and handy. And what I'm going to do firstly is I'm going to type. So I've got the text tool selected, and you can see that I'm just can click in between each one of those tools, and I'm going to put in the title heading, and this is my body text. So at the moment it's just default with the text style that I've chosen, but I want to change that, so I've highlighted it using the text tool, and I'll go to my properties tab, and this is when I can change the color, the stroke color, and also I can change the size of that. So I could just enter in, 100, for example, or I can just up or down the size that I want. I've got the alignment here that I can change that one. And like I said before, we've got the fill color. So here we have the colors here, or we've got the color palette that we can choose a particular color that we want. So I have my other color palette here that would just give me a little bit more options of different colors that I can choose from. Okay, and I can see that I've got a beautiful pink color now. Now, one of the handy little tools that we have, and yes, we can change all the properties here, and we can copy and apply the same thing, but say for example I want this letter B of body text to be exactly the same font type, font size, font color, but I don't want to go, oh god, what color did I use, what font did I use, and you have to go back and check everything. Really simple tool. All I need to do is go to the eyedropper tool, select that one. I want to single click on the on the heading, and as you can see, because I already highlighted body text, it's just applied that straight away. So very, very simple. I want to go back and I'll show you that again. So just highlight the B, go to your eyedropper, and what do you want that to look like? I want it to look like the H, and there we have it. I've got the B exactly the same. Nice, quick, and simple. Another basic tool here, we have the placeholder tool for our images. So you can see there's a little triangles there in some of the tools, and what this means is that there's more options. So if I click and hold, you can see that there's different shapes that I can select. So I'm going to grab that circle tool, and I'm going to create a circle here. And there we go. And if you can see, when I use the selection tool, I can move that one around, and as you can see, there is again rulers there that just help me. Well, do I want this in the center of the page, or where do I want this to be selected? So just going to leave that one there. And what I'm going to do is I want to put a picture inside of it. So I'm going to go to File. I want to go to Place. Remember, I have that one selected. And what I want to do is go into, remember how I told you about organization. I have that photo of me, which was in my folder. And that one, there we go. We've got it there. Now, as you can see, there's a lot more picture that you can't see there. So I can click on this middle circle bit and move around the picture. And as you can see, there's that big border. That is my whole image. So it's looking really zoomed in. It looks a bit pixelated. What I'm going to do is, now that that image is selected, you can see my properties on the right hand side have changed. I can change any one of these different tools if I like, but I want you to have a look at the frame fitting tool. And one of the buttons here is Content Aware Fit. So I can click on that one and you can see it moves my whole image as best as it can into this circle. And now you can see that my actual image is smaller, more manageable, and I can just maneuver that so I'm in the center there perfectly. Okay, so nice and handy. You can see that there is a link image there, and that just shows me that that is a linked file. So if I click on linked, this is what I'm talking to you again about, is organization. Because if I then go to my image of myself on my computer and delete it, then this will not be here, okay? Because it is a link, kind of like an address that I'm referring to that picture. So it's important not to change the name, not to change the location once you start. That's why at the very beginning, you do your organization first. You don't change names, you don't move files. Once you start, keep everything because it is just like an address. It's just linking there for you. So it's important, keep it all the same. Now, another thing is that if I had more pages, I'll go to the Pages tab. At the moment, I've just got the one. If I want to create more pages, I go to Layout, I go to Pages, and I can add pages. I can duplicate this particular page, and I can apply a master page. So once I put all the hard effort into one, know that I can duplicate it, and then I can start tweaking. So it makes life a lot easier rather than starting from scratch all over again. Always use those cheats when you can. Also, sometimes when you do everything perfectly and then you're trying to click something and then you're, oh no, I moved that and I have to move it back together again, and oh, did I put that in the right spot? So sometimes you just want to lock it in place. So what you want to do there is you want to click on Object on the menu bar, and then you go Lock. Okay, so because this was selected, you can see there's a lock there now. I can't move that. It's locked into place, and that just stops me from accidentally clicking and moving something, especially when you have so many different elements on the page. You don't want to accidentally move something that you don't want. You can also right-hand click, lock it as well if you want to try it a different way about it. Okay, once I've selected it there, can't select it, I can unlock all. So I can unlock it and then I can go about editing again. So again, nice and handy to have a feature like that. Okay, let's just say that's all we wanted to do with our InDesign project. We go to File, we're just going to package this up. By packaging it, we're actually exporting everything. We're exporting the file, the InDesign project itself, the links of the images, and also the fonts that we have. So all of these bits of information, everything that we've done, the colors, the links of the pictures, everything is going to get packaged up. Make sure you save your InDesign project as well, very, very important. Give it an appropriate name. Okay, and then it's coming into packaging it, and we're just packaging up all the linked files and the fonts, everything that we want. If you don't want it, you don't need to select it. So we can adjust it to suit. Just click on Package, and it's packaging it up for me. So now that I have it all set up, you can see that I've got everything, everything packaged up. The InDesign, the actual final, let's say, exported picture of everything I wanted, and also the link. So when you distribute it to someone else, you can send it off to them. Okay, Otherwise, all we need to do is go to File, Save As, and make sure that you save it as a InDesign format so that you can continue edit at a later time. Thanks for watching.